10-10. Bottom of the ninth, pitch to Rio, swing, and a base hit to center field! Here comes Rodriguez, and the Baycats win it on opening day!
That's a tough loss, especially for our first one, but we definitely bounced back, and we've been on a roll ever since.
Comes out of Brampton, Ontario, a 2003-born player. Justin Mara hits one in the air. This one's deep to left field, and it's gone! Carrington hits one in the air pretty deep. Back goes Ellis. It's at the wall, and it's gone! Greg Carrington, a 3-run homer! Jon Solazzo, a guy with a ton of power, and right on cue, Jon Solazzo crushes one to left field, and it's gone.
That's the sportsmanship we really like, as Solazzo hammers it to deep center field. Leader going for a run, and he's going to watch that one go. A 3-run home run from Jonathan Solazzo.
Well, a tough way to lose a baseball game there, but Jon Solazzo mentioning after that loss against the Barrie Baycats, things really turned around as we welcome you here to episode 2 of Leafs Weekly. We've got some great stuff coming up, and we got a whole bunch of games to get you caught up on from the last couple weeks for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And you're going to see a whole lot of Jon Solazzo in this episode for a couple of reasons. One, because we sit down to talk to him a little bit later in the show. And also, he just cannot stop hitting home runs 4 games in a row now. For Jonathan Solazzo with a home run, he has been absolutely on fire. We're going to start you right here, and we're going to start you in London. A 9-3 win for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And this was a big one. Second time they beat London this season. We know London has won the Inter-County Baseball League Championship for the last couple of years. And this was a great outing by Ryan Burnside on the mound. 6 innings, 2 earned runs, and 6 strikeouts. Ryan Burnside has been a two-way baseball player in his career in the Inter-County Baseball League, especially in Hamilton last year. He's looking good and starting out well from the Maple Leafs this year as well. And Justin Mara blasting the first home run of the season for the Toronto Maple Leafs. That was a big one for them, and they hit many more home runs, as you'll see as this episode goes on. A lot of those home runs, those coming in the next game. 12-2, the Maple Leafs taking down the Guelph Royals. And aside from the home runs that happened in this game, Sam Green had a fantastic start in this one. We hear from him right now. All right, joined by Sam Green here. Sam, really good outing for you today. 5 innings scoreless. Where does this rank in your short IBL career that you've had so far?
Definitely the top of the regular season games. Had some fun outings in the playoffs last year, but just happy to go out there and give the boys a good chance to win. And the bats were swinging it today. The boys were feeling it, so felt good. I was happy with it.
From our perspective in the broadcast booth, it seemed like you were mixing your pitches really well today. What was working for you today?
Yeah, I'm throwing a new slider this year. Me and Justin were talking about it. We like going to that against righties. But a lot of fastballs, just trying to get ahead, then put guys away with the slider, curveball. Breaking stuff felt good. Fastball command felt good. Just happy with it.
Can you give us a bit of insight into what goes in your pregame meeting when you're a starting pitcher talking to your catcher?
Yeah, Justin and I, Justin, he's been around the league a ton. He's a real experienced vet, great catcher. I lean on him a lot. He knows these guys a lot better than I do, being kind of newer to the league, only second year. He can tell kind of in the pregame bullpen, I can tell, and we'll chat kind of on our walk down to the dugout right after, like, hey, how's the changeup feeling today? Hey, let's go more sliders to righties, or let's attack with the heater today. So I like to lean on him. He's a great leader and a great guy to throw to.
So Sam Green got it done on the mound. Good to hear from him, and the chemistry between him and Justin Mara as well. And then Jon Solazzo hitting another home run. He had 5 RBIs in this baseball game. That was a big one for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Carrington hits one in the air pretty deep. Back goes Ellis. It's at the wall, and it's gone! Greg Carrington, a 3-run homer. Maple Leafs ended up hitting 3 home runs in that baseball game. Justin Mara adding a home run there early in the baseball game, as well as the Maple Leafs come out on top 12-2 over the Guelph Royals. Big game, and the bats really coming to life at Christie Pitts so far this season. And Greg Carrington has loved hitting at Christie Pitts on Sunday afternoons. It'll be interesting to see what happens with him as the season goes on. So now we flash back to a little bit later on. The next game for the Maple Leafs, that's against the Kitchener Panthers. And things got dicey in this one. It was a back and forth barn burner game throughout. But the Maple Leafs had a really big third inning where they scored 6 runs, and that propelled them to the victory. Final score in this one was 14-9. And some of the highlights in this, well, Jon Solazzo hitting a 3-run home run, and Ryan Dos Santos only recorded 2 official at-bats. And you're probably wondering, how did that happen throughout a whole game without being pinch hit for? That's because he walked 4 times and tacked on a couple RBIs as well, as Ryan Dos Santos looks to get things going this season. He has been up and down the lineup, but that speed kills from Ryan Dos Santos. And if he can get on base, he's probably going to make it to second base as well. And we've seen this from him in the past for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Jon Solazzo giving the choo-choo celebration with his fist as he rounds. That was for the Bushman. Jon Solazzo, when he's not playing baseball, is a conductor, driving a train. All right, as we bring in Jon Solazzo now. Jon, we saw you the other night hit a home run, and you're coming around the base path and you're doing the conductor celebration, and we all know that that's your nickname, but it kind of inspired me to dig into this a little bit. Can you give me kind of a rundown of what that's like playing in the Intercounty Baseball League and being a conductor? What does your day look like?
It's a grind, honestly. Let's say we'll pick a Wednesday night game at the Pits. I'll get up around, like, say, 2:00, preparation for the field, get my lunch ready, pack up, and then I'm heading down to the Pits around, 4:30. BP starts at 5:30. We play the game. I got to leave the game and shower by 10:30 the latest to make it to work at 11. And so sometimes you'll see me running through center field trying to go to the clubhouse to do a quick shower as I go to the Bushman, give them the choo-choo sound. But so I'm working from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. and I'm in bed probably by 8 a.m. And then if we have a road game on a Thursday, it's a quick turnaround for me, maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep and back at it all over again.
Man, it's been a long night on the railroad, but it's worth it. Huge win today at the Pits, knocking off the Jackfish, moving on to the finals. Let's go. But big shout out to the Bushmen and all the Leaf fans around that came out, supported us at the park, and also watching at home. I mean, it goes a long way. We appreciate it. It fires us up, and it deserves a one of these. See you at the finals.
That sounds like it takes a lot of stamina, and doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of sleep being added in there as well.
No.
I guess my question off that would be, there's not this is one of those things that's certainly not for the faint of heart, and I know you don't fall in that category at all. What is it about the game of baseball and the tumultuous day that sometimes you'll have on a game day when you have to go to work? What is it about it that makes you want to keep doing it?
It's the guys that I play with. They make me, keep coming back each year. It's a good group of guys, good core guys. It's fun. I mean, it's every time I step across that line, I feel like a little kid. I get all giddy and happy, biggest smile to play because, I know anything can happen. The next day might be an injury, knock on wood, or, family commitments or work or whatever. Schedule can change. And, I'm lucky enough now to keep playing at 32 and, I keep playing on to play until I can't play anymore, right? So it's definitely, I cherish the moments every game I play like it's my last.
I look at a player like you in the Intercounty Baseball League that, puts their full heart into the game, as you said, and it almost makes me wonder if there'd be a little something extra to try and win a championship in Toronto with this group. I know it's been the last 2 years where you've been oh so close, but what would it mean to get a championship with this group of guys?
I mean, to have Toronto across your chest playing each game and, to win it for, basically your hometown. I mean, it would be special. It would be special for, Jack and, all the guys that helped out and made this happen. And I think the party would be unreal in Toronto after winning the championship. I'm telling you that right now. It would be crazy. And especially the Pits. I think it's always a good vibe in the playoffs, but to host that trophy after, a long career in the IBL, it'd be definitely a reward, big time.
John, well, we hope that party does happen in 3 months time or so, and I'm sure it'll be an awesome one. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
The Toronto Maple Leafs would go on to lose their next game against the Welland Jackfish. So as you're all caught up to date now, the Maple Leafs are off to a 5-2 start, which I think there's a lot of people in that locker room that are very happy with the start that the Toronto Maple Leafs have had. And before that game against the Welland Jackfish, I got a great opportunity to talk to Maple Leafs head coach Rob Butler. He had some interesting things to say, and also maybe we see Rob Butler get an at-bat in the Intercounty Baseball League this season. Rob, I know that you're experienced here in the Intercounty Baseball League. You've had a lot of great baseball experiences. Did you think that after being the IBL batting champ a couple of years ago that you would be back here coaching the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Yeah, 20 years ago I was a batting champ. It seems like it's a long time ago, which is funny, but I don't feel any different. Coming back here, it's brought back all those great feelings, and I'm young enough for, sometimes I think I might be able to get my own at bat in there here and there, but not that I will. But I've always loved this league. When I was a kid, I followed the stats. I watched Bill Bykowski and Rick Johnson and a lot of those old guys that played for the Leafs, and they were my heroes growing up. So it's always an honor for me to wear a Leaf uniform and be a part of this.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything about anything, but Rob Butler looks like he's in pretty good shape, and I think there's a lot of baseball fans that would like to see that. So if you're watching Rob Butler, we want to see an at-bat in the Intercounty Baseball League this season. Okay, let's go to the mound now. And a positive takeaway from this game against the Welland Jackfish was Sam Green on the mound. Some of it positive, some of it more resilient than positive. Sam Green taking a line drive off the bat of a Welland Jackfish right off the leg. He was down for a little while and then decided to get back on the mound and did this.
Comes. Fly ball, center field, not particularly deep. And the catch is made by J.J. Dutton. And Sam Green gets smoked with a line drive, comes back on the mound, gets the next batter, throws 2 of the next 3 pitches for strikes. Pitches in there for a strike 1. Look who's back on the mound. Sam Green. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He got the fastball and he painted it over the inside corner. Strike 3. 2 away.
After the incident, Sam Green would go on to allow just 1 run, and it barely scored on a close play at the plate. So a resilient effort there from Sam Green. He was certainly a bright spot, and 2 outings in a row where he's gone 5 innings. Talk about giving your chance to win. Really good job there by Sam Green. Unfortunately for Toronto, despite big home runs by Jon Solazzo and Greg Carrington, 10 walks in the ball game ended up hurting them quite dearly. In fact, the Welland Jackfish scored 11 runs and only had 5 hits. A lot of those walks ended up coming in to score, and a lot of those walks coming in the 8th inning, where the Welland Jackfish scored 4 to tie the game and then scored 2 in the 9th, walks helping them in that scenario as well. Despite the loss, it has been a good start for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and outfielder Greg Carrington was optimistic.
Nobody believed that we were going to lose that game. It just happened that we lost it, but hey, come back on Wednesday and get a W there, keep rolling again.
I know you haven't made it to the locker room yet, but when you go into that locker room, is there a message that you think that's going to come out of this game?
Possibly just move forward and come out and play on Wednesday. Like, we're blessed to have a game that's so much closer than next weekend, right? Coming out on Wednesday. So hopefully the boys are just ready to go for that game, move on from this one.
And that game on Wednesday will go at 7:30 first pitch at Dominico Field. So we hope to see you there for that first night game of the year for the Maple Leafs on Wednesday. And as Greg Carrington said, the Leafs are looking very much forward to trying and redeeming that last loss against the Welland Jackfish. So we'll see if they can do it there. That game will also be on YouTube, so you can tune in on YouTube, or you can come to the game at Christie Pitts on Wednesday night. Hope to see you there, and thank you as always for watching Leafs Weekly. We'll see you next week.